The art of glazing, as defined by Wikipedia, is the act of applying glaze to something, which, if I may say so, might be the most useless definition I have ever read on the internet. On the modern internet, glazing refers to giving compliments to somebody else in an over-the-top and almost phony manner, to be a super fan of somebody else's accolades in a way that has you come off as cringe. If your friend Ninja were to get a double kill in the bot lane and you said, "Good job, Ninja," that wouldn't be anything ridiculous. If you were to, however, say, "Whoa, Ninja, that double kill in the bot lane was insane. You deserve to have your braless wife come and bring you a sandwich right now, bro. You're literally faker." You're literally glazing. With the internet becoming more widespread and parasocial relationships growing ever so much more intense, the normal folk of the world find themselves having discussions and feeling even closer to their idols, whether that be athletes or presidents, YouTube influencers, or pop stars. Glazing has never been so much more common. In fact, the real, more synonymous term that you might hear around the internet that I can say now that we're a minute into this video is dick riding, which may at first seem like a overtly sexual term to use to what is effectively just giving compliments and kudos to somebody, but considering it's just an evolution of sucking up to someone or kissing someone's ass, both of which have their own sort of dirty undertones to it, it makes sense. In fact, even the term glazing is not completely innocent without its undertones. It means less to do with applying icing to somebody and means more so that you seem so excited by talking about this other person that you must be icing your pants. Glazing.
If I was 3 inches in Sydney Sweeney and LeBron was 3 inches in me, I'm moving backwards.
Hear me? Hit the rollie, start with the rollie on.
Obviously, we're going to take the time to take a look at some of the best evolutions of memes that have come out of dick riding culture on the internet, but before that, if you don't mind, I'd like to take a second to do a little bit of my own glazing for today's video sponsor, Into the AM. Into the AM has a brand new launch. You guys already know the company for sponsoring my channel for over a year at this point. I wear their graphic tees all the time, and they have a huge amount of other stuff that you can pick up on their website, but they just recently launched a brand new denim collection, 4-way stretch jeans made with materials that are stretchier than your normal pair of jeans but still give you that classic jeans look in 4 different colors offered that just launched on Valentine's Day, so they still have the promotions going on the website. Stretchy jeans are great. I don't know if you guys know this, but denim traditionally does not stretch very much at all, which makes it basically impossible to wear without a belt if you're somebody like me whose pants never sit in the right place. But a stretchy pair of jeans means you can buy a pair of jeans that look like classic denim, but actually hug your waist and your thighs in a way that makes it more comfortable than just a standard pair of jeans. If you're the type of person who falls asleep the second you get home from work, which is weird, by the way, 4-way stretch jeans. If you guys are looking for premium quality in a timeless denim look, obviously check out the new 4-way stretch jeans. But if you guys are more interested in outerwear, graphic t-shirts, underwear, socks, or whatever, it's all available at Into the AM. Using my link in the description, you guys will get an extra 10% off of your entire order while supporting the channel at the same time, and I thank you in advance. It should probably come to no surprise that the modern interpretation of glazing, the dick riding phenomena as it were, seems to have originated from sports media, where you have people who are spending the entirety of their time on camera talking about other athletes that are more athletic and more talented than they are. Obviously, when they have those rose-tinted glasses that makes it seem like, I don't know, Patrick Mahomes can do no wrong, it can come off as announcers dick riding more than actually commentating. In football, it's Patrick Mahomes. In hip hop, it's either Drake or Kendrick Lamar, depending on who you ask. In the LCK, it's Faker. I imagine some of you can probably think of what it might be in the UFC.
Listen, I'm gonna say it right here, right now. The greatest fighter to ever live, ever, is fucking John Jones.
Now, for those of you who don't know, John Jones is the current heavyweight champion in the UFC. That's mixed martial arts, or fighting that lets you use kicks if you only know what boxing is for some reason. And it isn't necessarily going over the top to say that John Jones is the greatest of all time. in the UFC specifically, he has faced the toughest competition and has remained a champion and held a belt and defended it longer than anybody else in the industry. And if you ignore his PED fails and his numerous criminal charges, just on fighting prowess alone, it would make sense to say that he is one of the pound-for-pound greats. But that's the thing with dick riding, is that it doesn't even really matter if it's appropriate. Even if the person you're complimenting is truly deserving of all the compliments you're giving, if it ends up feeling cringy and over the top, like for the president of the UFC, Dana White, to say that Jon Jones is the pound-for-pound greatest fighter, if you walk in a room with anybody, Jon Jones is walking out so many times in his career that it almost feels like he's less of a president of the company and more of the publicist for Jon Jones himself, it comes off cringy, and as a result, it feels like dick riding.
Met with this little kid with cancer. I told him, "You're one hell of a fighter, buddy, but make no mistake. Jon Jones is the greatest fighter of all time. He would drag your little chemo-ridden body across the octagon."
One of my favorite examples of glazing culture on the internet has manifested itself into a copy pasta, the Million Fans copy pasta, originally posted to a Madrid fan page on Facebook talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, more commonly attributed to this image of a Onision for some reason. I think it encompasses dick riding culture to the fullest, a no F's given, a complete I don't care what people think of me, I need to express my fandom in this moment. Dick riding at its finest. If Taco Bell has 1 million fans, I'm one of them. If Taco Bell has 5 fans, I'm one of them. If Taco Bell has 1 fan, that fan is me. If Taco Bell has no fans, it's because I'm no longer alive. If the world is against Taco Bell, then I am against the world. Till my last breath, I will support Taco Bell. Not to dick ride, but I have grown a more recent affinity. I have, for the entirety of my life, been a little bit of a Taco Bell hater. The only thing I like on the menu is the chalupa, and I don't feel like 2 chalupas should cost me $11. Taco Bell has never felt cheap to me, but recently, with them keeping the nacho fries on the menu, those new steak dipping tacos, I mean, Taco Bell's pretty good. Not to dick ride or anything. The epitome of dick riding culture when it comes to sports media can pretty closely be attributed to LeBron James, who is without question one of the greatest NBA players of all time. I don't watch basketball at all, so I don't actually know if it's like an undisputed greatest of all time next to, you know, Shaquille O'Neal or Michael Jordan or whom. I don't know who the greats are, you know what I mean? But the memes, without a question, the dick riding hits a maximum when it comes to talking about LeBron James. Actually, so much so that even the phrase, "How will this affect LeBron's legacy?" which I imagine is something that has been said by announcers when talking about whether or not he will retire as the greatest to ever do it in the sport, has superseded the sport. And now, how will this affect LeBron's legacy is something you just see people talk about outside of the sports industry just to bring up LeBron in conversation. It's real dick rider behavior, if you ask me.
You know you can go to jail for that shit, huh?
What?
Riding a nigga dick with no license?
Me and bro pretending to be the Lakers urinals to try and get a taste of LeBron's golden nectar. LeBron James also has his own copy pasta. He's actually a really big figurehead in the meme community, as if you've never seen a LeBron James meme before, but the image that you see behind me that you can barely read because it is so long, "Not to Glaze," was written by somebody on Facebook back in 2023 that read something to the tune of, "Boy oh boy, where do I even begin? LeBron ... honey, my Pookie Bear, I have loved you ever since I first laid eyes on you. The way you drive into the paint and strike fear into your enemy's eyes, your silky smooth touch around the rim, and that gorgeous jump shot. What are we talking about right now? This is professional glazing. This isn't dick riding. This you need a helmet at this point. One of the most common applications that you will see dick riding used is when somebody is responding to an instance of dick riding. It is something that has become such a hand-in-hand piece of vernacular, such a commonly quoted turn of phrase that everybody understands what it means when you say that somebody is dick riding or glazing. The reaction images that just sort of assume that you know what the phrase dick riding means to be put in response to like an Elon Musk fan on Twitter or whomever are some of the nicest, like, concise pieces of media that I think you can now appreciate now that we've gone through sort of the history of it. Let me show you what I mean. So this is just a screenshot of the title and thumbnail image of a pornographic video by actress Kiara Mia with hashtag fat ass and hashtag dick riding. I didn't realize there was a hashtag fat ass. Hashtag dick riding, titled serious dick riding. Now, obviously, this has the original interpretation of dick riding, which is riding dick, ergo the pornographic film that accompanies the title. But to just take this screenshot and then post it in response to like a tweet where this dude is responding to one of Kanye West's mental break tweets that I made a video about already, and going, "Careful, Kanye, make sure you don't hurt your back with your posture. It can negatively affect your blood flow to and from the brain." As if bro has no blood flowing to his brain, not to dick ride. But you could take this tweet and then respond to it with this image, and look how nicely you have dunked on this individual. Kind of like LeBron. I don't know the exact timeline as to when dick riding and meat riding evolved into just sucking dick, like anything to do with dick, referring to one person being overly complimentary of somebody to a cringe instant. But more recently, so I assume it's newer, I have seen images of like Pornhub screen caps or TNA Flick screen caps or whatever of like dick sucking world champion, or like 3-hour dick sucking montage, and like screen caps of that image being used to referring to somebody who is dick riding, but now it's like dick sucking. It still kind of makes sense, but it's a little bit more loose of an interpretation. You get what I mean, right? Because of that, just the like it's become like the phrase, "Oh, get a room already." It's like, oh, you're complimenting this person so much, just go have sex with them already. And so a very evolved form of responding to somebody who is dick riding is just posting a pregnant image of a guy. So it's like, dude, you've been riding so much dick, you're gonna end up pregnant. And then, so it's like when somebody's posting something that's just overtly glazing, you can post this image of a pregnant guy. And like, it's like, think about how much language has evolved for this combination to have any meaning. I think it's interesting. Here's who I think is Drewski, or is Drewski posting on his Instagram story of one of his friends hooked up to one of those machines that like simulates contractions. So you can like feel the pain of contractions, I guess. And it's titled, "My homeboy got pregnant from dick riding and now he's finally having the baby." Which is like, I don't know. I have to be the only person in the world who thinks this is interesting, but like the steps, the amount from discovering fire and people going, "All right, bro, we get it. You discovered fire," to affecting LeBron's legacy, to men giving birth as like a response image to being overly complimentary of your pop star of choice. Like, we could have evolved towards K-pop stans and been making little video edits of the K-pop stans we love so much, and instead we get pregnant Drewski. That's interesting. This one this one is one of my favorites because of like the intricacies of the feeling that it's trying to evoke, alongside the simplicity, the execution of this. This is a screen grab from an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants where I think Squidward like accidentally inhales his clarinet, and the original image is him choking on his clarinet. I'll find it and put it up. But it's been edited to look phallic, to be a response. So it's Squidward choking on dick. So like, if you've never watched the entirety of this video, or I guess existed on the internet, I'm not the first person to discover this phrase, right? And then somebody responded to your tweet about how much you love Markiplier with this image, you wouldn't need any explanation. You'd be like, "Oh, this guy's saying that I'm riding his dick." And it's so good. It's so well done. I love this image. Not to glaze.
That crossover was mean as hell.
Get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing?
What? No, you right. I was dick riding.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You gotta calm down with that shit.
Yeah, my fault.
Yeah.
That was an okay shot right there, though.
Oh my god, bro. Is dick riding all you do?
No, I'm
Like,
saying
you literally got that nigga dick in your mouth right now. I see it.
I'm saying the shot was okay.
All right.
Dick riding images seem to be an evolution of memes that I feel like gets a little bit underappreciated just because of how natural the evolution has been, which I think in and of itself is kind of spectacular. Because of the origins of it coming from sports commentary and sports fans, I think it's wildly appropriate that we would see an introduction of something like a referee throwing a flag on the play for unnecessary dick riding. Like, this is just a whatever meme, but when you think about the origins of where dick riding originated from, this is truly an evolution of it. There are also literal interpretations, literally riding dick. You will see the biking emoji being put over the eggplant emoji for riding dick, which I think is an intuitive way to put that through to your friends who have blue text message bubbles. It's a great combination of emojis for this meme that already has a plentiful amount of images that would have done the job just fine. But then obviously also with Moist Critical taking one of his massive dildos and then turning it into a rideable motor scooter has given the internet an unprecedented level of GIF imagery for dick riding. The dick riding license. The thought that the amount of dick riding that is being done might arguably be illegal without following OSHA laws, without being licensed. Like, you need to have a license to drive a forklift. You also need one for this level of dick riding. You might hurt yourself if you're not properly trained. This goes crazy. Plan B for dick riding. Calling back to the idea of getting pregnant for being on somebody's dick for too long. Think of the levels, man. That's nuts. Can you imagine commenting under a PewDiePie video going, "Great video, bro," and then somebody screen craps? Can you imagine just being a casual fan of anything and you comment on Twitter like, "Hey, great job at the game yesterday, Faker. Loved that new video, PewDiePie." And then somebody responds to your quote with an image of a Plan B pill? That's crazy. Not to dick ride. Here's a neat little pro tip you can use on Mother's Day, or I don't know, whatever. You can take any of the images that come from memes that are labeled "nutted but she's still sucking," any of these awkward facial expressions that are supposed to be representative of like the gravitas of inability to control your emotions because of how good of a blowjob you're getting. You can take any of these and respond to somebody who's glazing someone else and be like, "You right now," or "the dude you're talking about right now," and it works great. Why are so many of these memes Squidward? I feel like SpongeBob has a weird amount of scenes where Squidward's got something stuck in his mouth. Is that a Dan Schneider thing? Obviously, all of this comes back to horniness on the internet. If you want to defeat something, you have to fight fire with fire. That's why I have never beaten a Pokemon game. But the alternative, the counterpoint, the alternate evolution to dick riding memes is obviously to just ride dick harder. And as a result, the memes that would otherwise be just glazing somebody have too evolved into just glazing them harder. No appreciation given for the evolution of memes calling you out on your dick riding. Rather, the people who are commenting horny stuff or the people who are glazing others on the internet have simply just become less shameful about it and more overt with their glazing. One copy pasta that I love on the internet was originally a reply to Robert De Niro on a tweet where somebody commented, no context, just an image of Robert De Niro, and they replied, "No lube, no protection. All night, all day, from the kitchen floor to the toilet seat, from dining table to church, while I gasp for air and scream the Lord's Prayer, he can top me." Crazy. I would argue that with copy pastas having the length that they do, the evolution of dick riding memes has only since resulted in the evolution of even more glazing memes. It takes a little bit too long to go through the entire copy pasta of if I was in the Lakers urinal and I had a chance at LeBron's goal, or if there were 5 million fans, I'd be one of them. No lube, no protection. It takes too long. You need like 3 words to get across the idea that you are glazing somebody, hence why I feel like it makes sense that the true evolution of all of this would result in raw next question. The context is already in the words. It's simple, it's quick, it's effective. Not that you asked, Not that anybody was assuming I was thinking about this, but whatever image of whomever you have posted here, I would have sex with them with no protection, and there's nothing else that needs to be said about it. Go ahead and ask whatever you're going to ask afterwards, because this discussion is done. Raw. Next question. The thing that I like about the no lube, no protection, and the raw next question evolution of glazing memes is that they almost feel shielded to the already existing memes about dick riding. It's as if they've evolved in a way that has given them an evolutionary deterrence to the already existing threats. If somebody posts a lengthy copy pasta of the no lube, no protection from the kitchen floor to the bedroom, whatever, like, you can't just say, hey man, you're dick riding. That copy pasta is so self-aware, you would look stupid pointing out that it's dick riding. They're almost saying that they themselves are dick riding in posting such a long, intricate, convoluted copy pasta that it effectively nullifies any recognition of the dick riding being done, because that's beautiful. I have talked about this for way too long. Thank you so much for listening to all of it. A big shout out to my Patreons scrolling behind me. If you enjoyed this video and want to catch me a couple times a week, please hit the subscribe button. Please wish a happy birthday to my wife. It's her birthday today. And feel free to go pick up some stuff from Into the AM using my link in the description. I thank you again, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Spisu.